I'm so unsure. It drags me underground when not a sound is heard.
HomeRoxy.com here, Donovan hanging out in sunny Los Angeles, just heading over to Robertson Street to hanging out with Kimberly Caldwell, American Idol Season 2 Top 12 finalists. We're going to do a bit of shopping, do a little girl talk, you know what girls and gays like to do. She's got an upcoming CD to promote, so let's go see what she has to say about that and other future projects. Thanks again for taking the time out to meet us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Donovan.
So I just want to preface this interview by saying I've been a huge fan of yours, and I'm going to probably date myself here, but it's beyond your, it was actually from your pop star days, which by the way,
I don't know what he's talking about.
P.S. You were Rob, and you dodged a bullet with Eden's Crush, or sorry, not Eden's Crush, Scene 23. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
Scene 23. Well, it's probably because I puked on national television, but don't tell anybody.
Okay.
I don't know if that's on YouTube. Hopefully not. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that I got a little redemption on Idol.
Yes,
a little.
Definitely. And since Idol, it's been 7 years since you've done Idol. Yes. I want to give a quick rundown on what you've been up to since then.
Literally, like the day I got kicked off, I got a job as a correspondent with Fox Sports, and I had zero idea what I was doing, and I was literally like, what do you think about that? So I was so awkward, but I learned a lot, and I wound up on TV Guide Network for years, and
Rosanna from Pop
with Rosanna, and also Justin Guarini, with all the Idol stuff that we covered, and then went on to host on MTV for P. Diddy Star Maker, which was super fun. But then I decided it was time to put the mic down and pick up the other mic.
So why now after 7 years? Why in 2010?
Well, I knew that if I didn't do it now, you know, that I would have regrets. Like I would wake up and be like, why didn't I ever do it? You know, and I just didn't want it to waste one more year. But I kind of felt like I really needed these last few years to find myself, you know, not only as a person, but as an artist, so that when I do put out this album that I've waited so long to put out, that I can really believe in it 100%. And I totally do. Yeah, and it's called Without Regret, so it's very fitting. And I was really lucky that, you know, Vanguard and Capitol allowed me to write so much on the album, and then have such amazing writers such as Cara DiAguardi, Diane Warren, Chad Kroger. So I'm really truly happy with it.
Speaking of writing, why did you choose to release Best of You as your first single, considering it's a cover and not one of your original songs?
Yeah, well, I think that I had a really good message, and I kind of already had the video in my head, and so of course we sat down with the label and were able to work it out. But the message, I really like the message. I think it's about, you know, a girl making herself a mess instead of, you know, making a mess of a boy. And
gays can relate, by the way.
Exactly. Hello. And I am a gay man in a woman's body, so I can relate. So anyways, I just liked that at the end of the video and throughout the song, you kind of see that, you know, once you put yourself in a messy position, you can get yourself out of that position. And that's kind of the message I wanted to deliver with the song.
Awesome. You mentioned you're working with DiAguardi, Warren. How was it like working with such big names?
Well, I mean, they work by themselves on this album, but actually it was Cara and Chad that wrote together, and then Diane Warren is a solo writer. But those are people that have inspired my writing my whole life, and Diane Warren really took me under her wing and, you know, kind of showed me the ropes out here in Hollywood. I met her like 2 days after Idol through Randy Jackson, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Your album originally was to drop like sometime soon, but it got pushed back to July because I listened to it on your website that is because of a song you wanted to add.
Yeah.
So I want to give a lowdown on this like song that just needed to be on this album.
Yeah, one of the head honchos over at Capitol kind of handed in this song that he thought would be really fitting for international, actually, and we wound up recording it in the studio at Capitol Records, and it was like Frank Sinatra, you know, like where Frank Sinatra recorded and the whole thing. So it felt amazing, of course. And it's called Hotter Without You, and we thought that it was just so great that we had to put it on the album. We couldn't deprive the U.S. of this song, so it's now going to be stuck on there. We're really excited about it.
Is it going to be like a single, your second single? Do you actually know what your single is going to be?
Yeah, you know what? We really don't know at this point. It's pretty much just, you know, take every day at a time. So this is actually one of my favorite stores, KP, and everything I'm wearing today is mostly KP. The ring and my pants and my cute little shirt. And I love it here so much because they have, you know, it's like really posh. It's on Robertson, but it's still like affordable.
Right. So when you go shopping, do you take like your best girlfriends to give you honest advice, or your gay BFFs? And if you don't have any, can I apply?
Yes, of course. I'm always looking for new gays. So, I do have my main gays, so it's really hard to get to that status.
Okay, that's fine.
But, you know, you can always work. You can work.
Well, you know, I'm in commitments. I'm into
Oh, good. Yay. I'm so excited. I mean, it just depends on what day it is. You know, my schedule is completely different from everybody else's, and I really enjoy shopping, so sometimes I just go it alone.
Yes.
I'm a solo shopper, especially when it comes to like flea markets and stuff like that, because people don't have patience the way that I do. I love to go antique shopping and to flea markets and even garage sales. Yes, I said it. Don't hate. And but you know, when I'm going, you know, on Robertson and stuff like that, I usually take my girlfriends or my sisters or my gays.
Oh, awesome. Actually, as any self-respecting gay would, before prepping for the questions, I was like, what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear? And then I looked on your website, and I was inspired by your yellow accent, so I figured, you know what, I'll wear a yellow gingham today.
Absolutely
so,
adorable. I love that I inspired your yellow.
Probably no one's ever done that. Say that to you before I have that.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
A lot to come.
So, 3 days at TV Guide and Idol, you did a lot of red carpet events.
Yes.
Which designers do you like to work with?
One of my favorite dresses that I ever wore was designed by Project Runway's Nick Barrios.
Oh, I love him.
Yes, and he was always like a fashion expert on TV Guide, and so he hooked us up with the gowns. And he always like really fits a woman so perfectly,
yes,
you know, and really knows how to accentuate our little areas. And so I really love wearing his stuff. I'm like, and anybody else who will give me free things. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing. So on the red carpet, what's your go-to pose?
My go-to pose?
Yeah, is it like this, broken down doll?
Well, this is my new one. The cross. I've really learned that it elongates you. These shoes aren't the best in it, but the cross really works for me. And also because, you know, I have a little of the teacher arm.
Oh, you do not.
I totally have teacher arm. It's okay. So, you know, sometimes I try to put my arms back, so it's just like... But
there's a few lessons for you there.
No, but there's always times where I'm like, you know, I'll feel really good about what I'm wearing and how I look, and then I like look at pictures and I'm like, I look like a walrus. How did that happen? And then there's sometimes that I will feel like gross and be like, oh, I just don't even want to do this carpet, and then I'll do it and I'll be like, oh, the pictures turned out great. So you never know what you're gonna get, because it always depends on the angle. If you get a guy that really knows women's angles, or if they're shooting like down here, so
that is not like
massive.
Yes.
Massive. So
back to your music.
Yes.
You were named by New York Post as one of the 10 musicians to watch for in 2010. How awesome did that feel?
It was really cool to hear that. I actually got the email from my publicist, and I was in the bathtub, and I almost dropped the phone in the bathtub because I was that excited. I know, good visual, right? And
that's on records.
Yeah, hello. No, but I mean, it's just cool. It's really nice for people to you know, already kind of respect me as an artist, you know, because I have been gone from the music industry for a while, and so it's really nice to have the media on my side.
Cool, awesome. So last few questions, lightning round.
Sure.
Cool. Favorite idol
Favorite color.
Favorite idol contestant.
Favorite idol contestant? Oh, well, it would have to be Justin Guarini.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, because he's literally, it's like, I think people forget how talented he is, and because it was so long ago, you know, they don't understand, like, you know, to make it to the top 2 against Kelly Clarkson, you have to be unbelievable. And on top of that, he's like literally the nicest, coolest guy I've ever met, and a great father, and a great husband. And so I just respect him so much. I have dinner with him tonight, actually. I totally forgot. Hi. I don't know if he's on this website or not.
You can send the link when you're on it.
Exactly, right?
Idol mentor you wish was on your season.
Well, the week I got kicked off was Billy Joel week, and he called me, which was really nice, and said that he was very PO'd about the fact that I was kicked off, and I was too. No, I'm just kidding. He was more pissed than I was. So, but Diane Warren was the next week, and so I really wanted to do a Cher song that she wrote. Oh gosh, which one was it? I'm like, this is like 8 years ago.
Exactly. If you don't remember.
If I could turn back time.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one I wanted to do.
And if you could turn back time, you would sing that song, right?
Exactly. If I could turn back time, I would do Cher. So I really wanted to do that song, and I wound up meeting her and working with her in her studio, like exclusively. And so, you know, I was paid back. It was okay.
And last question.
Yes.
You've been on Ellen, you've been on ET, you've done a lot of interviews. What's your favorite interview you've done so far?
Right here, right now, every day of my life right here.
That's the answer I was hoping for.
With a snap. Is that better? Okay.
Exactly. Well, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with the album.
Thank you.
Everyone buy it. It drops July 27th, I believe.
Yes, July 27th. And I love he says drops. Totally drops.